Yeah,
so this,
something new, very far away. So we need to
very
be
far
very
away,
patient.
yes.
But you know, in the wine, it's always like that. We need to be very patient and to wait. But they're working on 2 new projects.
Yeah.
So they just bought 2 new hectares, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and they have planted the Chardonnay and Syrah as well.
And Syrah on another side, yes.
Yeah. So the idea is to produce Chardonnay. So we are talking about a vintage 2021. They will be ready into 2 years, so 2023, both for the Chardonnay and also for the Syrah, with a totally different kind of Syrah that they have in mind. Because with the Syrah, you know, even the Valle is not so used, of course, but the kind of Syrah that they have in mind, the project is something that is really related to the freshness of the fruit, to
Definitely.
preserve the body and the structure without covering it with wood. So do you want to tell us something just to...
Well, I think that actually Valle is very interesting for Pinot Noir, of course, and Chardonnay, but also so variety that don't like too much sun or in any case hot weather, and but is also very interesting for variety like Syrah or other variety or maybe the Grenache. So variety that needs a lot of sun. And a lot of heat. So because here we've got a totally different soil that in every other place of the world. So it's very, very
Tell us
dry.
something about the soil.
Well, it's granite. Basically, it's almost all granite. So there's not too many lime. There's not too much lime. Very few.
No sand.
No, a lot of sand and a lot of granite.
Okay.
So big stone and sand.
Okay.
So it's very, very dry. So when it rains, it goes straight away down. So it's very dry during summer also. So no pressure of disease, and that gives to your wine a freshness and minerality that in another it's very hard to find in Syrah or Grenache or in another place like that. So I just think that with this, so you don't have any issues of maturity. So you reach the maturity easy with Syrah, and but you've got this complexity in the smell. But when you drink it, it's very soft and straight.
And
so
vertical, right?
Well,
Yeah.
vertical is the term.
Okay, great. So something that you just was telling me before, just we were talking a little bit about the grapes, and it was really interesting because you know that this year Ottin just got the 3 glasses of Petit Vin 2019, and I asked him which is the main difference between 2019 and 2018. Of course, the vintage helps and plays a really big role. So 17, 18, 19 have been 3 totally different vintages. 17 very hot, 18 quite balanced, 19 a little bit more fresh, higher thermal excursion. So Petit Vin is a grape with a great body and a great, I mean, really full. And if you want to differentiate a little bit the white grapes from the red grapes, I think it is important to think that for the red grapes, the fewer the better. So if you have a very small production, that is much better for the grape and that is much better for the wine because you have a higher concentration of tannins, phenolic, and everything is much fuller and bigger. For the whites, if you want to preserve the acidity, if you want to preserve the freshness as well, you don't need to produce few grapes. So what they have understood, tell me if I am wrong, but if you have understood what during the years is that not too much, of course, but something around 100 quintals per hectare, maybe, could be a good average, depending on the years of course, on the weather, to have a great balance in the wine. So balance, I think, is the right term.
It's definitely the right term because it's not acidity or alcohol or it's
a
really
mixture of them.
It's a bit mix of everything. Even the smell, the aroma, what's inside your mouth. So it's a question of balance between all the.
So 2019 comes, the Petit Vin 2019 comes from a beautiful vintage and from a bigger experience that they made in the vineyard, just looking for the right balance to give to each grape. And
with moments of vintage.
Thanks for your job because it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.